The stuff you're going through today, right now, is for real, but it's not forever. Notice what Paul says. He says, for I consider, verse 18, that our present sufferings, it is real. Paul is saying, your pain, your suffering, it's legit. He says, but listen, our present sufferings are not worth comparing to the glory that will be revealed in us. Hold on. He says, for the creation waits and is in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. Look at verse 20. For the creation was subjected to frustration, not by its own choice, but by the will of the one who subjected it. But notice he says, in hope. Child of God, don't ever forget, hope has a longer shelf life than your pain. God's got a bigger story for your pain. He says that the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and the glory, those two words, of the children of God. Look at verse 22. For we know the whole creation has been groaning, as in the pains of childbirth, right up to the present. So let me just stop you right here. This is how we're going to close. Here's what Paul is saying. If you put your pain, which is real legit, on a scale, the pain that you're experiencing feels pretty weighty, but it doesn't compare with glory. See, because as a child of God, the glory is coming. Let me put it to you this way. He tells us in Romans chapter 8, there are three things groaning. He says creation groans. The child of God groans, us, when we go through bad stuff. And the Holy Spirit groans for us when we don't know what to pray. And he says, kind of like the pains of childbirth. I don't know about you, but I can still remember the first time we had 4 children. Gina says, I think I'm in labor, and we go to the hospital. And we went through those classes. How many of you went through those classes where, they say, hey, your husband, you're the coach. You're the one that's going to get her through this. And you're just going to help her do these deep breathing, and you're going to do this. And I'm like, man, I got this. I speak for a living. I'm going to be honest. So early on, we got a little breathing going on, and everything is a little good, and then it gets a little more tense, and those eyes get bloodshot, and I start saying, hey, remember what we talked about? That we're going to breathe through this thing. And man, you ever had your wife give you that side eye, like, you better back away. And then there comes that moment in the midst of the pain where the nurse or someone